Hello everyone, my name is Lucy Young and welcome back to another LWX weather forecast, where today we are going to be talking about the trouble in the tropics. Hurricane Milton is now forecasted to make landfall on the western coast of Florida Wednesday afternoon into those evening hours, so let's get right into it. As of right now, we do have those green boxes in parts of Florida. That is that flood watch that really extends through Friday, I'm pretty sure, and then those lighter green boxes that are kind of scattered throughout Florida are those flash flood warnings, as rain has already been falling. Some of the areas that are in these flood watches include Cedar Key, Orlando, Wildwood, Lakeland, down into Fort Myers and the Tampa Bay area. Looking at the cone from the National Hurricane Center, as you can see, by 4 p.m. Sunday, we will be having Hurricane Milton on our hands, which is currently now at the time that I'm recording this, and then by 1 p.m. Monday we will be having a major hurricane. A major hurricane is a hurricane that is a Category 3 status or possibly higher. A hurricane could be anywhere from a Category 1 to a Category 5 hurricane. So Milton will be a Category 3 hurricane by 1 p.m. Monday. By 1 p.m. Tuesday, Milton will still be a major hurricane, as we already have those hurricane watches and tropical storm warnings along that peninsula of Mexico. And then by 1 a.m. Wednesday, we will still be having that major hurricane as Milton is getting closer and closer to Florida. And then by 1 p.m. Wednesday, you'll be starting to feel the impacts from Milton as he's getting very close to landfall. And then by 1 p.m. Thursday, Milton will be out of our hair. This is the flash flooding risk from the National Hurricane Center and National Weather Service for the next 5 days or so, as we have that moderate risk in parts of almost central Florida and northern Florida. That is at least a 40% chance of flash flooding, and then we do have that other 40% chance of flash flooding, that red moderate risk down in Miami, and then almost the entire state of Florida minus the Panhandle, of course, is under some kind of flooding threat. That yellow is that 20% chance of flash flooding, and then the green that spans almost all the way up in Savannah, Georgia, is that 5% chance of flash flooding. As you can see, Milton is just spinning around near the Mexican coast, and I will say he already looks a lot more organized than he did 24 hours ago, which is quite concerning. Around the Tampa Bay area, this definitely could change, but as of right now, Milton is forecasted to make landfall almost directly in the Tampa Bay area as a Category 3 hurricane. So storm surge threat is a moderate, if not high, as all that water will be rushing in to the Tampa Bay area. That wind damage is a moderate risk, flooding moderate risk, and that tornado threat low, if not moderate. Milton is forecasted to move quickly across the Gulf of Mexico and then make landfall sometime midweek along the Florida Peninsula. Some of the threats will include life-threatening storm surge, strong winds, and flash flooding with that heavy rain, and then also that storm surge can cause lots of flooding issues. And then I would definitely start completing those preparations that you may be making, whether it's that to evacuate or hunker down, get all of those things that you would need if a natural disaster like a hurricane were to happen. Follow advice by local officials and consider your threats: the storm surge, the wind, the flooding from heavy rainfall, tornadoes, etc. And remember, run from water, hide from wind. You do not want to be out in the elements with 120-mile-per-hour wind gusts with debris blowing all around. That is definitely worst case scenario, and I would never want that to happen. Some things that you might want if you're making a hurricane emergency bag: you want plenty of water, as water can be out for days. Non-perishable food, as power can be out for days, if not weeks. A first aid kit if somebody were to get injured or get scraped up or something like that. A phone charger to charge your phones if you still have power. Important documents such as passports and birth certificates, emergency phone numbers, and lots of batteries, and maybe even a hand cranked radio or a battery powered radio. Make sure to go follow me over on Twitter, as my handle name is LucyWX24. I will link it down below, as I post lots more live updates from there. I occasionally post green screen forecasts, and hopefully I will have time to post more, as I've been lacking in content lately over on YouTube. But I definitely try to post 2 to 3 times a week on Twitter with the latest updates. So I definitely recommend go follow me over there if you want the newest updates about Hurricane Milton, and I will have some more fall content coming soon. But as of right now, my focus is on Hurricane Milton. Stay safe, stay weather aware, and have a great rest of your weekend.